Welcome to Pankakes and Chill. Go grab yourself a slice and let's talk about life. I am your host, Ashton Hardy. I am joined with Jenny Klausman.
Hello.
Okay, here we are, our first official episode.
I have lots of anxiety about this, but it's fine.
It's fine. So, quick little background on everything.
Our life story. Our love story, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
How cute.
We're so cute. So, I had a podcast, if you had been following it, called Working Title Podcast Show. And I sucked at keeping up with it because it was one that, I needed a guest every episode. So if I didn't have a guest, I kind of dropped the ball on it. And then we'll get into it, but you and I started hanging out a lot more. And we were like, why are we not doing a podcast?
We're hilarious.
So I was like, well, let's just revitalize mine. I have all the accounts for it and everything. We'll just revitalize it and go from there. So you've probably seen me, heard me in other places. My main channel is Ashton Hardy. Recently did a rebrand with that. It was called Smash. So if you've heard my voice, not this nasally congested one,
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Doing great.
I'm doing my best. Then yeah, that's kind of where I've been. But now to our stories.
Woohoo! That's where I thought you were going from the whole beginning, and I'm like, oh, our love story. And then it was not our love story.
Yet, sorry.
It was your love story.
Kind of going backwards.
Sorry.
So we've known each other for 11 years.
That's so cute.
8th grade, was it?
8th grade. You sat behind me in language arts.
Yeah.
I think her name was Mrs. Heron, because it was a bird.
No.
Unless I'm thinking of herring. I don't know.
I don't. I remember what she looks like, but I don't remember anything.
I remember I was a bitch to the student teacher.
It's
Sorry.
fine. You and I met right after my surgery in California. So you've never known me without a cow's vein.
I thought that wasn't until high school.
No, the cow's vein was in the intermediate school.
What happened in high school?
The melody valve.
Yeah, those are all the same to me.
Artery valve. Close enough.
Do I look like a doctor?
Close. You're partially there. You can give me drugs.
Legally, yes.
Legal drugs. Yeah, so 8th grade.
Cute.
Yeah.
8th grade. Inseparable ever since. Except for sometimes.
Depending on what was going on in our lives.
Yeah, you're right.
I went into heart failure in high school. And was it after that you and I tried dating?
During
Or
that?
was it during it?
I think it was during.
Yeah. Wow.
I think it was during. There was a lot going on.
There was so much.
Was it? No, it couldn't have been during. When did you have surgery?
2015. February.
I know we dated from January to February.
It couldn't have been right before that.
It couldn't have been.
Was it our senior year?
We totally dated our senior year.
Oh, okay. Then it was senior year.
So
it was
which
afterwards.
was 16. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a good time.
Good time.
We dated.
We dated for a month. And then well, there's many reasons why that didn't continue.
Plot twist. He's gay.
Yeah. Hi, if you don't know who I am. I'm gay. Wasn't out yet. But a lot of people knew during that time.
Not me. That's why I dated him. Actually, maybe I did know, and I was just trying to help you keep your cover.
True.
I was just being a good friend, guys.
I had one person figure it out and ask me during high school.
Yeah.
And I gave him the no. Jacob Gailey.
Uh-huh. You told me about this, and
Okay.
then you saw him, and he's like,
Yeah, he was like, finally! I was like, oop.
what?
Hey.
It's fine.
Yeah, I also had an internship at the time that...
That was the reason
Yeah.
why we broke up.
Mm-hmm.
Fully support that.
You know what? It's fine.
Did you know Thomas Estrada is doing a showing of The Prince of Egypt in Salt Lake at a movie theater, and I kind of really want us to go.
Do you know when it is?
January 20th.
Oh, okay. Psh, we could totally make it then.
Right? It's a Friday.
Oh, perfect.
Because I would go back to work. The first on would be the 22nd, which is a Monday.
Work or school?
Work.
You got stuff to tell me?
Oh! Whoops! No, not really. I texted Nick and asked him, like, hey, these are the hours. Like, I will come back to work for you. These are the...
Gotcha.
These are the hours. Like, I would do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And kind of just that. And then he never texted me back. It's been 24 hours. Nicholas.
Cage.
Papa Noel.
Papa Noel.
Father Christmas. Text me back. But, yeah, theoretically.
Okay.
I talked to Justin about it, and he's like, honestly, it's short term. You're not going to be there for forever. It'll be okay.
That makes sense.
So, shout out to Justin, who makes all of my hard decisions for me.
Thanks, Tasha. You're about to have a whirlwind the next time I see you.
Tasha, I'll pray for you.
She's going to be like, cancel all the rest of my appointments. We got a lot to talk about.
No, I told Justin, I'm like, listen, the next time I see you is going to be on the anniversary. Like, should we do it before? Should we do it after? Or do you think, like, the day of is a good idea? And he's like, let's do it day of. Like, get you right in the middle of the storm. And I'm like, you freaking asshole.
I will fight.
But I mean, at least it'll give me something to do.
Yeah.
Instead of just wallow. Because I won't have school. True. So.
What day is it? The 15th?
Yeah, it's a Monday.
Oh, okay. When does school start for you?
The 8th.
Ooh. Oh, so like right as we get back.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Do I need books? Meh.
You can find them online.
Right. I need to log into my email and see what they say. But
Oopsies.
it's fine. I'm a great student, guys.
I believe it. I went one semester and it said, nah.
You're doing fantastic. I didn't even go to college, so.
I went to a whole university.
A whole university.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I'm applying for Broadway. I'm not auditioning, I'm applying.
To be their rehearsal mics.
To be the entertainment.
Got it. So, explanation. Why does that sound weird? Explanation on our podcast name and why it's spelled that way and everything.
Live, laugh, love. I love it so much.
Yolpito.
Patikaka.
So
I thought about asking you if we should name it Yolpito, and then I'm like, that one kind of sounds weird.
And then everybody would ask, "What's the acronym?" And then it's like, "That's a long.
Right.
That's really long."
Right.
So, was this in high school that it started?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It was during...
That was during the heart failure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because there was a lot of therapy needed. So much therapy needed, and none of the therapy got it.
Free therapy, kind of.
$8 therapy.
Worth it.
So worth it.
So, Pankakes with a K to us is very specifically Little Caesars Pizza. So we would get pancakes or pizza, go get Slurpees from the gas station.
Are they Slurpees? Are they slushies? The world may never know.
They're both.
It's from Maverick, so they're not ices.
No.
So, but they had to be the Coke flavor.
Yeah. And hot Cheetos.
I wish I could eat those.
I want to try some again. It's been a hot minute. But
that sounds like heartburn.
We would go to the
local Joann's craft store.
Sit in the parking lot and talk about just everything going on. And at the time, if you guys have seen the show Austin and Ally, there was a crossover episode with Jesse. It was like a New Year's special. And one song they put out with that was called Face to Face.
Okay, pause. I don't actually know that I've ever seen the episode.
It's an okay episode.
I've heard the song.
Have you seen the song music video? I feel like we've watched it at least once.
We probably would have had to.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the episode.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's not my favorite.
Who needs the background for our friendship? Not us.
Not us.
I mean, not me, at least.
And so, yeah, it was called Face to Face. And at one point, Austin Moon, Ross Lynch, just like yells out, "Let's go get some pancakes."
Let's go get some pancakes.
And the song is basically about like having this best friend that you can spend a lot of time away from each other, but when you get together, it's like no time has passed. But thinking, oh, you might, like I was thinking you might be my imaginary friend because we haven't seen each other for so long. But now that I can see you face to face, ha 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 ha.
Wait, that's really cute. I don't know if I've listened to it in a long time.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Well, and you haven't seen the episode, so you don't know the background to it.
That's really cute.
Um,
It's fine.
Yeah, that's kind of the background to it. So then we would always get pizza, and we were like, we have to change it to pancakes because that's our song. And we changed it to a K instead of a C to know the difference.
Obviously, you can't get the two confused. I
No.
mean, that's just embarrassing.
Really, though. Like, you're not going to IHOP for pancakes. Going to IHOP for pancakes.
Obviously.
It makes sense, right?
I thought it made sense when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was good times.
Yeah.
We found a safe space outside of Joanne's parking lot and went to the old airport here in town where they used to use as an airport, the hill they used to use as an airport, and they don't anymore. And we would go sit up there and look over the city. It's also known as Makeout Mountain.
Yep.
Because a lot of couples would go to the edge of the cliff, sit in their cars and make out. Because it's a pretty view of the city. I'll give them that. But we never did.
We never did.
We would go and talk about life
Yep.
and cry to each other.
Yep.
And eat our pancakes and our hot Cheetos and drink our Slurpees.
We were thriving.
And that became Pancake HQ.
Yes.
Pancake headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's carved into one of the lava rocks.
It is.
We should go find it.
I know. I wonder, Jacob did it.
Did he?
Yeah. I wonder where he put it. I have pictures from the day he did that.
I might have his number, unless he changed it again.
Mm-hmm.
I do have his Snapchat.
Oh?
So we should ask him where he did it.
Yeah.
Okay, deal sold done. You convinced me.
That would be fun. I mean, I think that's the background on it.
It's good memories.
Uh-huh. And then we went a few years just kind of in and out of each other's lives. Mm-hmm. I got a girlfriend, Mariah.
And I never heard from you again. That's not true. I heard from you a little bit.
Yeah. That's a whole story. And then I broke up with her because I was coming out. She was the first person I came out to officially. And you had just gotten back from a trip. Mm-hmm. And we were like, oh, we need to catch up. And I'm like, yeah, I need to talk to you about I broke up with Mariah. And you were like, oh, we need to talk now.
Okay, I was afraid you were sad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, he needs to talk about his feelings. Like, I need to be there now.
And I was like, nah. I mean, not that I was happy. It wasn't a, like, problematic relationship. The problem was I'm strictly dickly and had to accept that.
Well, and you had broken up with her emotionally.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you had mourned the relationship
yeah.
forever before that.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But I didn't know. Because I'm stupid.
And then, we hung out a little bit here and there from that. But then I got my first boyfriend. That was a horrible experience.
We were hanging out while you were dating Steve.
Before he moved in with us,
Yes.
We were.
Yes, and I really didn't want to meet him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I told you I would, and I didn't want to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then I never did meet him.
And then shit hit the fan with that.
Because he's a butthole.
And then, anyway. And then we went, once we broke up, probably like half a year before we started really talking again.
I'm really impressed with your memory of when we were and were not talking, because in my brain, we've just been best friends the entire time.
I mean, obviously.
I have repressed all of my life where you're not in it. That's out of my memory. It's gone.
Well, so I remember I broke up with him in July of 2022.
Okay. You were dating him during Christmas.
Yes.
Because you went and got him for Christmas.
Yep.
Okay.
I met him the week of Christmas, like in person.
Wow, you guys dated for 6 months.
Yeah, we dated basically from like the end of December to July.
And you guys were talking long before then.
6 months prior to December, July of 2021.
Because we went to
California.
and you stayed up until the butt crack of late talking to him, and I'm like ready to go at 9 a.m. and you're sleeping.
Dead. And then November of 2022, you came over and we watched Lemonade Mouth.
I believe you.
And we were like...
On the projector.
Yeah,
Okay.
We were like, cool, awesome, our 1 year hangout. And then whatever, we finished the year off. And then after that, I had planned to go full-time content creating, which I did, but I didn't let go of my job. And so I was very like back and forth of, yeah, let's go do stuff. Oh, I have to be back in work. Let's go do stuff. I have to be back in work. And then you called me one day. We hadn't like FaceTime forever. And you just called me and was like, let's catch up. We sat on the phone for like 2 hours. And then it was like, oh, I'll let you get back to your life. I was editing a video. You're like, I'll let you get back to that. And then from there, this year, I've never let go.
I believe you. I don't remember that, but I believe you.
It was a little later in the year, probably like April-ish.
Right about the time of Asshole Ammon.
Yep. And that was right at the end of Josh from Barnes & Noble.
Yep.
Yes, I'm saying names here.
Name dropping. I mean, I've name dropped for you, so I apologize if you didn't want to do that, but...
No. And then, yeah, I've gone through a lot of boy drama. You've gone through boy drama. We love it.
Live, laugh, love life.
And we kind of just, from there, we've been traveling, going to events. And then, yeah, so I have officially quit my job.
Wait, did I call you to ask if you wanted to go to the Bop to the Top tour?
No, it wasn't that
I
yet.
was going to say that would have been really cute.
No, not
Never
yet.
mind. I take it back.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. My memory is just garbage, but keep going.
Yeah, so yeah, I have officially quit my job.
Woo!
So we're going to do some other things, but I'm ready to do the content full time still. But we were like, bruh, like we're hanging out. Why are we not doing content together? So all that to lead up to where we are now. Here we are.
I mean, and I've been in your vlogs before.
Yes.
Like,
we will continue
since,
to.
right, and since the beginning.
Yeah.
So,
2016.
And I'm like, Ashton, we should do this. This would be funny. We should do this. So, I'm glad that I get to be part of the creative process now.
Yeah. I'm going to leave. I mean, I'll do the editing and everything for this, but I will leave a lot of the ideas and stuff for you so I can focus on my main content ideas.
Okay.
If you good there?
So happy with that. Because I come up with a lot of ideas in the wild.
Yeah.
While we're walking around, and you're like, oh, we should write that down. And then we don't write it down.
Yep.
So we have a notes app.
We have lots of notes.
And it has nothing in it. But I did create it.
Yes.
The first step was creating it and sharing it with.
So I had a thought.
I'm listening.
And I can put this out to see what you guys think too. So I had been very off and on. It started when COVID hit as like a virtual hangout. I call it our chillin' chats. And people love them. And they keep asking me to do them more. But I've gotten bored talking to myself, even though I know I'm talking to people.
Yeah.
It's just kind of awkward there, you know. Anyway, I've thought, what if like once a month you and I try to do a live episode or just a live period together to kind of bring that back, but in like a similar format, but different. Anyway, does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm down. We need to write down
Yeah.
when we're doing what.
Yeah.
Like, or when we're releasing what. It doesn't have to be in order.
Yeah.
But when we're releasing what, so I can keep my brain, like, have it make sense. We're also going to have people on the podcast with us. Willie, did Ben ever message you back?
No, but you know what we should do is wait till he's back. See if we can get him in person. That would be a lot of fun.
That would
Even
be
if
so
he's
much
just on
fun.
for like 5 minutes.
Right, that'd be so much fun.
So I'll ask him about it, but I'm kind of waiting for the holiday. We're filming this right before Christmas, FYI.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of waiting for the holidays to finish, so then himself too is like, okay, where are we at?
Right. He's had a lot going on. And
He had a big year, and he just sent out his first merch.
Oh, his lives were so funny. I really wish I was on it when you were on it at the beginning and they got so excited for you.
It was so... Okay, so we're talking about Ben Ellis. I've done a lot of reactions to his music. I found him at the beginning of this year through TikTok. And I was like, oh, I want to listen. I was like, oh, this is great. And I saw that he's still small. So I was like, I'm going to react to his stuff. That way it's like, you help me, help you, you know?
Yeah.
And I did, and he reached out and was like, you're the first person to react to my stuff. Like, I have dreamt of this, like, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, we have slowly... I consider him a friend, honestly, at this point.
Right.
I mean, not like a close friend, but a friend. So whenever people talk to me about him, I'm like, oh, yeah, my friend Ben Ellis. But anyway, so, yeah, I listened to his music, and he released his first EP this year. And he put out his first piece of merch recently, which is like a heavyweight hoodie, and then he did some stickers too. But the hoodies were only available for like a week, and so we ordered hoodies. But I haven't been on one of his lives in a long time, just because I have a lot of my notifications turned off, so I never know when he's doing them. And
I'll remember to text you from now on when they're doing them.
Thank you.
Because I'm on TikTok too much.
There's kind of that. Well, I'm gonna get him on eventually.
Shameless plug, go listen to his music. I can't decide if Sophia is my favorite song or Ed's House.
See, Ed's House is how I found him. That will always have a special place in my heart. It's my number one played song for this year.
I love that.
But I think Half the Time so far is my favorite because it relates to something I went through this year of like basically a situationship is kind of what it describes. And I was like, cool, I'm only yours half the time. Got it.
Well, and see, I think I like Sophia because I'm the type of person that would go to a random country on the dime and go get matching tattoos with a stranger. Like, that's totally something I would do.
Okay, we have to do that with him, though.
We have to.
I have to get the butterfly tattoo.
Like, I'm already a disappointment to my mom with tattoos. It's fine. And Ben can hold your hand while you get your other one.
Well, I cry.
Well,
My
your
other
other one.
I don't have one.
He can hold both of our hands while I get my other one,
Okay, got
and
it.
you get one.
Yeah. It should be fast. Just a little butterfly. I'm trying to remember what hand he has it on. Or wrist, whatever. Same diff.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know him like that.
I want to say it's like his right. Anyway. We've only reached out to one. And, I mean, obviously, it's William. But that's just because we're going to be with him soon. So we're like, hey, while we're together, you want to do this? Which he makes content too, so shameless plug for him too, William Kalinsky. Go watch his YouTubes. That's what it is now.
I was just really impressed you knew how to say his name.
So I've been sick for 3.5 weeks, and it started out as just a little tickle in the throat, and just has progressed to this major cold, I'd call it. And I think I'm just on the the remaining little things of you just have this annoying cough and sometimes your nose is runny. But, yeah. But I think, too, the reason I'm not, over it is because I've been working
Right.
and my body. I have a good immune system, but once it gets in, it just hits me.
You have a good immune system, except for you've been sick basically since October.
I have, yeah, basically
Sorry.
since October. It's like something got in me and just made me weak. And then they said, free for all.
You can blame me for that one.
I'm going to blame, what's her face?
Ari. I haven't heard from her in a while.
Oh, I keep watching her stories.
I wonder if she's okay. I should call her. But that'll be like an hour phone call.
It's a good thing that's not an ex.
Right.
I should call her. No, you shouldn't.
Isn't what's that one song where it's they played it at the shows?
Yeah.
Yeah. See you tonight.
Oh.
It's a bad idea, right? That one. That
yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah. I was gonna say that, but then I second guessed myself and got scared.
Yeah.
That's hence the reach for the Stanley.
Emotional support Stanley.
Yeah. I'm a Stanley girly. It's a problem. It's fine.
I only have the one, and I'm trying to hold off.
You're a Stanley girly because of me. You're welcome. I'm converting all of my friends to be Stanley girlies.
You know, we're thriving. It's fine.
It's so good. We're doing great.
Doing great. Never straight.
I am straight.
That's why we're both strictly dickly.
Yes. We are both strictly dickly.
I came out as bisexual originally, and then I was like, gotcha.
I'm gonna be honest. When you told me that like you broke up with Mariah, and I did not handle that well. Like you coming out to me, I did not handle that well. I apologize, but I suck.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you remember what I said to you? Oh, good. I'm so glad it wasn't traumatizing for you.
No.
I really want to be a safe space, and I did not respond as a safe space person. I said, what? Is she scared that you're, like, into dudes or something?
Oh.
And then you're like, I am. And I'm like, good thing I'm driving and I don't have to look at you.
I don't remember that.
I'm so glad, because I've been so worried about it ever since.
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. I'm glad it was only traumatizing for one of us.
Our breakup was a good breakup. I mean, she basically asked me, like, I didn't have to come out to her. Mm-hmm. She basically asked me, and she was like, I've been wondering, you know, and I was like, it's nothing against you. It's just what I've been fighting myself for years. Mm-hmm. And it's not fair to you. I was like, let alone myself, it's not fair to you to keep going with this lie. So, but I've learned a lot of people come out, unless they like strictly know, come out as bi originally, because it softens the blow for a lot of people around them, because while they have time to process, there's still this thought of, well, they could still be with a girl or a guy or whatever. So that by the time they process and then you're like, actually, I'm gay, they're like, oh, well, I've already accepted it, so.
Right. That makes sense.
You know. That's kind of how it was for my parents. Because, well, I came out to them in a letter. I won't get into this whole story, but they took a good 6 months to kind of... We have to remember, though, okay, within... Oh, my coming out was horrible. So I came out and started talking to Steve, which they didn't know about that for a few more months.
I had a question.
Okay.
Did you give him that letter right when we were leaving for California?
The day of.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I was getting my story straight in my head. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Yeah, so London gave him the letter.
Yes.
And then we headed to California. But, so I came out. My oldest sister, so I'm the youngest of four. I have 3 older siblings. Anyway, my oldest sister had her second baby right around the time I came out. And then, like, 2 months later, in October, because I was in Park City at the time, my grandma on my mom's side died. And so that's both of her parents gone now, because my grandpa died of cancer 10-ish years prior. And then, not even a month later, it was probably like 3 weeks or something, My grandpa on my dad's side died. And then in the middle of all that too, I had my first appointment. I was born with half a heart. Maybe we'll get into that story at some point. But I had my first appointment since COVID had started. And the last thing we had heard is we got to start looking into a heart transplant. So they want to do all these crazy tests, 2 different MRIs, a stress test, all this. Anyway, all this to say, like, everything hit the fan at once at that point. And then after my appointments and after my grandpa's funeral, my dad's best friend died. And so it was just like, there was no break for us.
When it rains, it pours.
Literally. Like, it really did. And so, you know, my ex-boyfriend came, moved in with us, lived with me and my friends I was living with at the time. And that was really hard to go from purely digital to living together. No in between, but also, and I'm going to this is probably the first time I'm saying this, like, publicly. I had to teach him how to be an adult. I did. He had never had a job. He didn't know what to do with the paycheck. He didn't have a car, so I had to be his big brother, basically, rather than a partner. And yeah, so anyway, long story short, all that was to just say, like, everything hit the fan for me at that point, that I basically exploded. I was like, you're going home, I'm going home, I'm fixing my relationship with my family, I don't care about our relationship, bye. I was just like, ooh, I'm done.
It was dramatic.
It was very dramatic.
I remember this being very dramatic.
It was.
And, like, you would call me, I think. We would end up on the phone somehow.
Yes.
Because I don't like texting about feelings.
Yeah.
I like to talk about them because it's raw emotion. But also, I hate talking about my own feelings. That's another story.
You're like, I'll talk about yours.
Literally, I will listen all day long. But yeah, we would be on the phone, and I didn't know how to be supportive. Like,
well, because it was hard because I was battling myself at the time of I knew deep down, like, this is not going to work for he and I. It's just not. But at the same time, it was my first official boyfriend, and I was like, I love this feeling it gives me, but it's the feeling it's giving me, not him giving it to me.
And one of my favorite things about you is you are chronically known for giving everyone the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Yes.
That is one of my favorite things about you, is that you will give them the benefit of the doubt.
For a long time.
For way too long. And I didn't know when the point was to let you learn it on your own.
Right.
Like, you're not going to listen to me if I say dump his ass.
Right.
Make him move back to California.
Yeah.
When I could see that a mile away. You're in the thick of it. And I can't just say that because you're not going to listen.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, just do whatever you think is best,
Yeah.
dog. I mean, obviously I didn't call you dog because it was emotional and sentimental.
I mean, for he and I, what finally hit the nail for me is after. So I drove 10 hours to go meet him. I drove him 10 hours back, provided a place for him, food, water, a job.
You got him a job?
Mm-hmm.
Where did he work?
Michael's.
Nuh-uh.
Mm-hmm. And then he got to transfer and work Michael's back in California.
Nuh-uh. Does he still work there?
I doubt it. Highly doubt it. They didn't like him there.
Nobody liked him anywhere.
But after, so anyway, all of this, okay, said and done, July of 2022, I get a phone call from his mom, and she yells at me for an hour about how selfish of a person I am, and that basically hit the nail on the head for me, and I was like, you're done. We ain't doing this. Like, first of all, why is your mom calling me? But, like, second of all, after everything I did, really, I'm the selfish one. I see.
Listen, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah.
Literally cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
So
then after that, I was like, okay, I kind of like realized I came out and took care of everybody else. I didn't come out and take care of myself. So I was like, it's time to take care of myself. So, I mean, from July to December, I kind of just tried to, I enjoyed myself as much as I could, but honestly, that was kind of like the healing period for me. I spent a lot of time alone. I went to Vegas. We had a condo at the time because my dad worked in Vegas. And I went to Vegas a lot alone. Just, I'm spending this weekend alone. I need to just get away from where everything happened and go. Because Vegas is a happy place for me. I don't go gamble and smoke and all that. I like to go and hang out. So yeah, I spent a lot of time. We went to Park City, our annual Park City trip, and
Not me.
yeah, no, me and Angie and Kelson, and that was the first time that they were like, this is who you are, because I was alone, not with a partner. They're a married couple, Angie and Kelson, and I would kind of flirt on some guys there, and they were like, look, you're gaining confidence again, you're doing this. And
Isn't that such a fantastic feeling, though? When they're like, this.
yeah,
You're doing so good. Look at what you're doing good.
it actually happened. So I was with them last week. We were celebrating Angie's birthday, which it's her birthday tomorrow.
Thanks for reminding me.
Welcome.
Happy birthday, Angie.
We were hanging out celebrating her birthday, and like, I'm so open now. I don't care what you know. I don't care what you want to know. Like, I will just say it and tell you and be like, I'll give you all the details. Like, you have to tell me. I don't want the details. Like, you have to tell me, because I will tell you all the details. Because I have some friends that are like, I want the PG version, and then I have friends like Whitney. Like, when I hooked up with that guy.
Listen, when I said I wanted the PG version, I did not get the PG version.
Sorry. You're kind of an exception.
But what we had was special.
But so I was telling Whitney about it, and she kept like, I need more. She's like, I need more details.
I need.
Anyway, but I was with Angie and Kelson hanging out for their birthday, and just because they were like, well, what is going on in your life? And I'm like, oh, what do you want to know? What story do you want?
Well, and at that point, it had been a while.
Yeah.
Since you had seen them.
Probably like since October, because we did pumpkins together.
Cute.
But so I was telling him stories and stuff, and Kelson was just like, I wish you were fully out when we were living together, because I just love this version of you as I'm telling my stories. And I'm like, oh, honey, you just call me up once a day. I got stories. What do you want?
Well, and see, like, I feel like when you were living with them, you were so held back.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that if you went back to living with them.
Yeah, it'd be different.
It'd be super different.
Yeah. Circumstances change.
Yeah.
But all this, I guess I was trying to get to is, I've spent this last year, I was like, okay, this year, I'm going to enjoy myself. I kept saying 2023 is the year of me. That was kind of my mantra. And I mean, it's been probably one of the best years of my life personally, but like, there's definitely been shit that has happened. I'm like, would not go back to that. Wouldn't do that again. But I feel like I'm at a point, where I have like taken care of myself all the way up to like, I know who I am. I'm happy with who I am. I'm just not, I'm itching to get out of like my place I'm at. Like, and that's why I quit recently my job. I'm like, I've been there for 10 years. Move on from that. It's like I took care of everything internally. So now it's time to take care of stuff externally. Basically.
Like, you're happy with where you're at, so let's see how much further we can go.
Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, now that I'm not battling myself inside, then what's holding me back at this point? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyway, there's kind of my life update, I guess.
I love it. Your life is so exciting.
Is it?
It's more exciting than mine. I mean, others would beg to differ. They think I've got a pretty exciting life. But I think I'm pretty mundane, so.
See, for the longest time, I thought my life was so mundane.
You're a main character, buddy.
And see, that's the thing, though, is this year I really, really realized, like, you're like, I just carry this main character energy because I've been talking to a lot of guys this year. I really got into the gay dating scene this year, which it's been good and bad. I'm very thankful I've been able to, but there's, again, some moments where I've been like, could have done away with that.
Right.
But that's made me realize, because a lot of, like, you start out the stupid conversations. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you?
Hate that.
But then you get talking and they'll be like, so what are you up to? Whatever. And I've been like, oh, well, I was just in Orlando, got super sick, or blah, blah, blah. I was in Denver. I was, and not even just that. I was at Barnes & Noble and this happened, blah, blah. Like, I don't need to be somewhere for something to happen. But like almost every guy I've talked to this year has literally been like, holy crap, your life. And I didn't realize until I started talking to these guys, and even you guys, like my friends and stuff, have been like, holy crap. And I'm like, I don't try to. I don't know what it is.
I'm trying to channel your main character energy into my life. I literally talked to Justin about it once. He's like, Justin's my therapist, by the way. And he's like, Jenny, why, like, what has got you so energized? Because I was downright depressed, down in the dumps, circling the drain, if you will, the week before. And he's like, girl, you okay? And I'm like, I'm just waking up and I'm choosing to be the main character. Like, I'm taking ownership of my life. It didn't last forever, but...
It doesn't always.
Well, right. That I was super gung-ho.
Yeah.
Like, I had drank an entire energy drink and then I crashed and hit the wall. But I feel like I've done a pretty good job of going out and exploring and creating my own life and making my own movie. Yeah. It's just not as exciting and as fun as Ashton's.
See, but I think part of that for me is I will talk to anybody and everybody.
I will not.
And so it's like, there's my plot and all these other plots going on, and I like to weave myself in other plots. So then they become part of my plot. And it's not intentional. I'm such a social person. So like William, he's a perfect example. I was just like, so we met him at a Bop to the Top, the Villains Ball in October in LA.
So much fun.
And the only reason I saw him was because the Bop to the Top Instagram account were sharing stories that were tagging them. And I saw him, and I'll admit, I thought he was cute.
It's because he is cute.
He is. He's super cute.
Live, laugh, love, William.
But I was like, you know what? Again, I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to see where this can go. And so I messaged him and was just like, hey, we just came from Utah. Like, because he had flown from Dallas. Was it Dallas?
He might have flown from Dallas. The last one he went to was in Boston.
Yeah, well, because he was in Dallas for something else.
Probably for work.
Anyway.
Not important to the story. He flew in from somewhere.
Yeah. Flew all the way to LA just for this. And we drove from Utah to do it. Anyway, so yeah, but that's like a perfect example as I kind of reached out to him and started talking. And now we're going on a trip together in like a week and a half.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
So
it's going to be interesting.
See, I'm teaching you.
I know. I do whatever you do, just like 3 or 4 years late.
Well, and see, here's my thing though too, is I'm like, okay, yes, made this friend. We're going to go on a trip together. And now here I am. Let me know when and where to go. You guys are doing great. I won't plan the trip.
You're the passenger princess in literally every aspect of my life.
Well, literally everybody. I'm like, whoever. Oh, okay, but here's the thing. Whoever I end up marrying, I will drive us. But you will be doing all the planning. I'm just showing up, and I'll get us to the destination. But I everything else, no, that's not my forte. I'll make us look pretty, make us look like we had so much fun so we can share it online. Doing great.
Yeah, see, that's why I take you everywhere. It's because you make it seem like it's so much fun. We are having fun, don't get me wrong. Yes. But, like, you make it so I can look back on it and be like, okay, that was a hell of a fun. Yeah. That was a hell of a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So.
And Well, I feel like that's too another reason why I like to make the content in general, though, is, I mean, at least well, I have stuff from before 2016, but, just say from 2016, it's like I have so much documented of my life that we can look back on. Do I go back and watch? Not a lot, to be honest.
We should do a reaction video of our 2016 vlogs.
We should.
That would be so bad.
We were still in high school when I started.
Yeah, it was bad. We snuck in.
Oh, yeah. That one was probably 2017?
Probably. I don't know. Were we still in high school then?
No.
So, yeah, that makes sense because we graduated in 2016. I know how to do math, guys.
You're doing great.
I'm not, but thank you for lying to me.
I'm not lying.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Idea. Where's my phone?
I don't know. I don't have mine. Or my iPad.
Guys, don't worry. I'm putting it in the notes. Why do I have so many notifications? Everybody go away.
It's always when you're, like, doing something that suddenly everybody needs you.
Aw, Jeffrey the DJ started a live video.
Cute.
Yeah, it's been fun. Our lives have been fun.
Yes.
The end.
The end.
But yeah, I would say this has been probably one of the greatest years of my life. At least of the last my adult life.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, but like for me, for this year, I feel like I had a completely different life from January to June compared to June to now. Which is, June is when we took our first trip.
You're right. This is true. See, and the way I explain it to my therapist is, like, I see my life in book form. So, like, you see your life in movie form.
Yeah.
I see my life in book form.
Yeah.
Where it's, high school was one book. And then from 2016 to 2018 was another book. And that book closed. And now I'm on to...
Yeah.
I think I went from 2018 to 2022 or 2023, and I think I've closed that book and I've reopened another book.
Yeah.
And it's just been so much fun. Like, some of the characters are the same. Sometimes the story intertwines, but the story always ends. It's never a new chapter. It's always the end of the book to start a new book.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, because I see mine as like a TV show, and so I have seasons. And so that's, I feel like, from January to June was a season, and then June to now is a season. And I feel like this season is, we are either right about to end it, or we're starting this new one right now. Right. I don't think we're on the new season quite yet. I think we're just wrapping it up, which I'm like, we got a lot of plots suddenly for this new one.
What's going to be the cliffhanger? I'm kind of scared.
Well, that's what I'm scared about. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, obviously, I know stuff that's going on that I'm not sharing with you guys. I'm like, which one's going to be the cliffhanger? I'm waiting. And I see that as like, so then each season has its main characters. Each season has its reoccurring, its special guests. Like William is, I'd say he's probably more of a special guest. He's not a reoccurring, because he's not in our lives as much.
Right. He just guest stars.
Yeah.
He's
comes in and out.
Yeah.
Whereas like, say back in 2021, like Angie and Kelson were main characters. But now they've dropped to reoccurring.
Right.
And whereas you went from reoccurring to main now.
And I'm staying main for the rest of your life.
I believe it, honestly.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm just here to better your life, as I'm just a supportive role.
My parents went from main to reoccurring to main again. And then, yeah, now I'm like trying to think of everybody. I don't know. I mean, we're about to really shift the play field here with me quitting my job.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because, I mean, obviously, I'll have school. Yeah. Why are you quitting as soon as I go to school? Like, who planned that plot? God. What the hell, man?
I know. Should have warned me.
We could have done so much.
So much.
I mean, we did do so much.
Yeah.
We did do so much. We could have done so much more, but it's okay.
But I think it kind of taught at least me, I mean, not that I didn't know, but it was like, we went and had, oh, sorry. We went and had so much fun, and then came home, and I've been, like, just working these last 2 months. Work.
Yeah.
I have not gone, well, we went to LA once in November, but, like, I really haven't gone anywhere for almost 2 months. And so I think that was to kind of better, because say I were to quit 2 months ago, then I think I still would have kind of had the mindset of, well, it's going to be so much fun. We'll just travel and we'll make it work and whatever. And then all of a sudden I literally have no money, So I think this kind of helped the mindset of like, we're going to go have so much fun, but we're going to make money in a different way.
Yes. I don't want I want the consistent money, but I don't want to have to come back to reality.
Yeah.
I don't like the coming back to reality. Mm-hmm. Why can't my reality be the dream?
Well, and all my life I've always known I don't want a normal job.
A 9-to-5 sucks.
Yeah, don't want a 9-to-5. Well, and I've always known too, I don't want to have to go to school for my job. Mm-hmm. Like, there's so much knowledge out there that you can just learn. You don't have to pay for. No offense, I know you're about to go do that.
It's fine. It's a trade school. I don't technically have to go to school for this. Yeah. It just helps.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I've also known I wanted to travel, and then once I got a taste of it, especially this year, you're welcome. I'm like, I'm a wanderlust, It's, yeah. I mean, I like to have a home base to kind of come back to, but I don't like to stay here for long. Kind of come back, recollect, kind of, hey, how's everybody doing? Okay, on to my next adventure type thing. And so that's partly why I've always wanted to do content. I mean, I love video creating. I've always loved it. But I'm like, if I, can make content while just out and about, like,
Why the hell not?
Yeah, why not? You can monetize, like, anything at this point. Why are we not doing it?
You said monetize anything, and I'm like, feet pics? Don't worry, guys, I'm clothed.
Sorry, they're covered.
Can't go anywhere without wearing socks, so. Oh my hell.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I went and saw Nate today, right?
Right. Nate Church. There's another Nate that we're a little upset at.
Is this LA Nate?
No, that's London Boy.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? Matt that lived in?
Yeah, that was LA.
Mm-hmm. I hate them all. No, so I went and picked up Nate today, and he walked out of the house, and he's like, come meet my sister. And I'm like, this is weird, but okay. Me and Nate have been best friends for forever. I've never met her. Okay. I've never met his parents either. I've never met anybody in his family except for his aunt that lives here in town. Yeah. And so I get out of the car, I go and meet her and everything, and because the way he describes our friendship or our relationship is he's like, oh yeah, this is my cousin Jenny. Mm-hmm. Like, we're he calls us quasi-cousins. I don't know what that means.
I read that on your...
Yeah, I didn't know what that means, but I'm like, okay, whatever. And so he was telling all of his family. I drove up 4 hours to meet him, and he was telling all of his family, he's like, yeah, I'm just going to go out to breakfast with my cousin Jenny, because he's used to introducing me in Texas, like, to his friends, like, oh yeah, she's like just my cousin. Yeah. Because there's nothing romantic there. That's icky. Don't love that. And so if you're saying, oh, you're friends, then people are like, oh, you have the opportunity for romance. Whereas that's not the point. Like, that's not even in the question. Like, we are strictly family, but he doesn't want to call me a sister because he has siblings. And so he's always like, she's my cousin. And everybody, like, they just don't question it, like, okay, that makes sense. And so he went and told his family, he's like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with my cousin Jenny. And they're like, wait, don't we have the same cousins? I don't have a cousin Jenny.
Not anymore.
And he's like, shit. Like, no, this is my friend Jenny, and I just introduced her as my cousin. Yeah. And so she came out and met me. And she's like, oh my gosh, I love your shoes. I have the same ones. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so comfy. And then Nate looks at my feet. And I'm wearing Hank Green's Crazy Sock Club socks. And he's like, Jenny, are you a member of the Crazy Socks Club? And I'm like, yes, are you? And he's like, oh my gosh, yes. And then his sister's like, the heck is going on here? And he's like, it's Hank Green. Like, do you know Hank and John Green from their podcast Crash Course? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, well, they have like this Crazy Sock Club of the month where you get a pair of socks, you pay like $13 or $14 a month, and all of their proceeds, because they're millionaires. I don't actually think they're millionaires, but because they make enough money to live, they donate all the proceeds to people in another country, like in a third world country, for like just to help them live. I don't know exactly what it is. I should, but like it's for a good cause, you know. And I love socks, and I died. And I can't go anywhere without socks because I don't like my feet. And I never in my life I would have thought somebody recognized my socks. So, anyways, side story tangent.
It's kind of funny you guys didn't know before.
Right? He doesn't talk to me very often. He leads a very busy life.
Yeah.
He's very chaotic, and it stresses me out. I love him. But, like, we were standing in Kneaders, and he ordered a coffee, and he was, like, trying to talk to me. He jibber-jabbers all the time. Like, he just talks and talks and talks. And he was, like, pouring creamer in his coffee and all the things, and he's trying to talk to me. And I'm like, Nate, are you sure you need this coffee? Like, you're giving me anxiety. You're already so high energy. Like, this is stressing me out.
I need you bringing a few levels down.
And I just haven't been around somebody that was so high energy in so long, because he moved to Texas 4 years ago, probably. We moved away at least 4 years ago. Yeah. So, yeah. That was a funny story. Anyways.
Nice.
Yeah. Love Nate. Love Nate Church. He's good people. Oh, one thing you're going to learn about us when you become a regular is that we've been friends for so long that we do the exact same thing at the exact same time, and we think it's hilarious. I don't care if you think it's hilarious or not, but we think it's hilarious. Like that. There was another one. What was it? We were driving in the car.
Recently?
Yes. And it was so funny. We said the exact same thing at the exact same time. And I don't remember what it was.
My mind's thinking Best Buy shutters.
Best Buy sells shutters? Oh, that was a good time. I loved that.
You'll also, like, see the shift in, like, things we say or do constantly. Because, like, I feel like the is slowly dying out right now.
Yeah. Well, that was mainly a you thing.
Yeah.
I was using it to think. Because I was trying to remember the name of the hill we have in town.
Foremaster.
And I thought it started with a T, but it didn't. But while I was trying to think of the name, I was going to try and think of what it was called. And then Ashton started doing that in his everyday life because he likes to copy me because I am queen.
Obviously. I'm princess. I ain't queen.
You are princess. I take care of you. That's why I am queen.
Yep. Anyway.
No, I told Justin yesterday while I was talking to him.
Oh yeah, I'm curious how this conversation.
Oh my gosh, it was
everything.
It so much went down. Okay, it was so good. So I told him how I told him of our Christmas Eve plans. And how we're gonna have a sleepover, and I'm so excited. And he is like, good for you, because Christmas Eve is the worst time of year for me.
Just Christmas in general, since like 3 years ago, is just but now, like this year specifically, I'm like, I hate December. Can we move on?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, and the last 5 Christmases have just been awful, and like I will sit in my house by myself. I have a roommate, and I love her to death. But she's got her family in town, and she's super close with her family, so she spends all day with her family. And they're in town like her siblings come into town for Christmas, and so obviously she's spending time with them, and that's fantastic. I wouldn't change that. But I'm left at my house by myself all day, and like I think last year or the year before, like I turned on 5 or 6 different movies, and every 10 minutes I was sobbing my eyes out.
Oh no.
Like, it's been not a great experience.
Yeah.
Like, Christmas Eve, I could not care less about Christmas. Like, that's just another day. It's the whole lead up.
Yep.
The whole lead up of Christmas Eve, trying to like, this is like leading up to such a special day, and all of the memories of my childhood and my past of what used to be, what could have been but will never be, like is just in my brain and just sitting there stewing, and it's awful. And so like I'm genuinely so excited this year.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun
Because I get to hang out with you, and I have somebody to spend it with. Because my parents are great, and I could spend Christmas Eve with them, and I am. Like, I'm going to dinner with my grandparents and everything. But, like, it's different with you. And so he's like, Jenny, I'm so excited that I'm so glad and so happy that you have somebody to spend Christmas Eve with, because spending holidays by yourself sucks. Like, it's bullshit.
And I feel like at least for like me personally, I don't associate Christmas with you, and so I have no past Christmas.
Well, we've gone
and looked at lights.
Yeah, we've done that.
But like when it's like, oh, it's Christmas season, whatever. I'm not like, oh, I need to spend time with Jenny. Oh, we've done this over Christmas and whatever. So I feel like there's no like. There was that memory or whatever during holidays.
That makes sense.
So I'm kind of like, the canvas is blank for us for Christmas.
I'm so excited. And then another thing, I'm like, Justin, I want to know your honest opinion on this. Because I haven't met him in a month because I didn't have insurance. I turned 26 and got off my parents' insurance. Live, laugh, love to be old. And so I'm like, I want your honest opinion. Like, I'm very codependent on Ashton for my happiness right now. Like, if I don't see him, I'm depressed. Like, if I don't have plans to see him, I'm depressed. Huh?
I'm so loved.
You are so loved. Like, if I didn't have you, I would 100% off myself.
Yeah.
Mom, don't listen. But yeah, if I didn't have you, I would totally off myself. And I probably wouldn't, because I would feel too guilty for that. But I would be so depressed and like never get out of bed. You are the reason I get out of bed.
I didn't know it was that fabulous.
Yes, you did. I tell you all the time.
I know. I just like to play the innocent.
Oh yeah, okay, passenger princess.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, and I'm always coming over to your house. And we're always hanging out. We're always talking, sometimes multiple ways at the same time.
Yep.
And yeah, he's like, honestly, Jenny, it's fine to be codependent on him right now.
Yeah.
So long as he's not going to leave you high and dry. Like, so long as he doesn't get somebody and disappear off the face of the earth. And I'm like, we have screenshots proving that he's not going to do that, because I will fight him.
Yep. Took him last night.
Proof. And so he's like, honestly, it's not a bad thing right now.
Yeah.
Because you're like, it sounds like you're both in a stage of your life where you need somebody, and that somebody is being filled with the other person. And so that's okay. And so I'm like, okay, I can keep Ashton.
It's like, what would have happened if he was like, I'm worried about this? Like.
I would have talked to him in depth about it. I would have been, you don't get to go talk to your family after this. We're extending our session for another hour. I need to know why you say that. Yeah. So. But also, he knows that I can't be alone, because I will make things worse for myself. And so he's like, finally, somebody she won't isolate herself from.
Right.
Because normally I will, like, if I get sad, I turn inward and I stop talking to everybody. But I feel like with you, like, I will close off, but I'll keep talking to you. Yeah. For the most part. And if I stop talking to you, you'll message me.
Yeah, that's... See, I feel like, he might stop talking to me about feelings, but you'll keep talking to me. And then I know, like, I think I picked up on it's bad when you stop talking to me.
Right. And like there are a lot of times where I'm like, I literally have nothing to say. I'm so done. And so I'll just leave him on red.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had moments like that today where I was like, I don't know what to say next. I feel poopy.
Right. Mm-hmm. But how many times can you say I feel poopy? Like,
yeah.
I'm the type of person where it's like, I feel so sad, and these people are living their lives, and I don't want. They know I'm sad, but they have to go about their life. Like, I'm not the center of their life, and that's okay because I don't need to be the center of everybody's life. Like, nobody is my spouse.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's connected to me in that way. Like, I love you, and I would drop the world for you, but like, I can't expect you to drop your life just because I'm sad. You know, right. So I can't be like every 15 minutes. I don't want to talk about this, but I need you to know that I'm sad.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's just a Debbie Downer. So I'm like, he already knows I'm sad, so I'm just going to stop talking. Is that a great way to cope? I don't know, but that's what I do.
There could be worse ways.
At least it's not drugs.
There's not drugs.
Alcohol. What was that? Alcohol.
Anyway, do we wrap up this first episode finally?
Thanks for joining our
first episode.
Pankakes and Chill.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed. You got to know us a bit. If you're watching this through YouTube, you can leave us comments. We would love to read them, love to share them. Just hang out with us. Come chill with us. Come talk with us. You know, we could be your intermediate therapy session too.
Yeah. I mean, we have no actual therapy.
That's why it's intermediate.
Oh. I'm just stupid, guys. Don't worry. But we love you, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks. Bye.
Now that I can see you face to face, let's go get some pancakes. I just wanna see you face to face. It's 30 every day. I just wanna